And then to that, we are just going to add our castor sugar. So castor sugar is just like similar to granulated sugar, except that the texture is finer. So the reason that we're using castor sugar is because it dissolves easily when you cream it. You can easily make your own castor sugar by just processing the granulated sugar if you have a food processor or a food chopper. So next, we're going to add our flavoring, which is a vanilla extract. So make sure that you're using pure. It makes a lot of difference. And then we're going to start adding our egg. Just add the egg one at a time, and then we're going to mix it again. So it would look like it would start to curdle, but don't worry about that. It will come together. And then we can add the next one. Okay, just scrape the side of the bowl, and then we're going to start adding our dry ingredients. So for the dry ingredients, we're going to add cake flour. So cake flour is different from all-purpose flour. It actually gives a lighter and nicer crumb cake. So this is just salt, and you're going to need half a teaspoon of baking powder. And then we're just going to sift this. And then we're just going to mix it manually. You don't need the mixer. So we want to make sure just not to deflate that the air that we had incorporated while creaming the butter, the sugar, and the egg. So it looks thick for now, but we're going to add some small amount of milk to thin it out. So we're just gonna mix it until there's no more raw flour visible. Just mix it carefully so that you don't totally deflate the batter or the air that we've incorporated. Okay. Then we're going to add our milk. So just add the milk. So the milk is going to thin out the batter a little bit. So it's going to be a lighter cake rather than dense, because there's a lot of butter in here. So we're just going to make it lighter. Just mix it like so. Just enough until mixed. You don't have to over mix it. Again, always you're making muffin or making cakes. You don't want to over mix the batter. And to that, we are going to add our coconut, because this is a coconut butter cake. So I'm using the, oops, there's more. I'm using the unsweetened one because there's also already a lot of sugar here. And I'm also using a finer coconut. So if you're using the large flakes, you can process it just to make it a little bit more finer. Okay. So now we're ready to transfer it into our pan. So I'm using an 8-inch loaf pan. Just transfer it. So I had it lined with parchment paper, so that's easier to remove when it bakes. But there's a lot of butter in here. If you don't want to line it, it still should be okay, but just for safety, just to be sure that we're not going to have difficulty removing it, it will not stick to the pan, just line it with the parchment paper. Okay. Just removing this. So this is a really easy recipe to make. You know, you can make this for breakfast, like fresh in the morning, because it doesn't take a long time to make the cake batter. Okay. And then, to make it obvious that it's a coconut cake, let's sprinkle some shredded coconut on top. So I just set aside 1 tablespoon. I'm gonna add everything because I like plenty of coconut on the top. So okay, so this is now our coconut butter cake. So I had this sliced so that we can give it a try, and let's do that.